Hi and welcome back to Shumo Academy's YouTube channel. Okay, so it's been a while since we uploaded a new video, but today we're basically going to share about the story of how we set up Shumo, a shoe cleaning service business, and started from home in 2016 and grew it all the way to 12 physical outlets in 4 countries in a matter of about 4 years, and in total we've done over 50 to 60,000 pairs of shoes to date. Okay, so let's get started. The story actually started back in 2016 when I met my co-founder Ginny through a mutual friend. So one day when we were out randomly jogging, she turned to me and she said, "Hey, I've got actually quite a few pair of sneakers and I would like to get them clean, because Ginny just moved to Malaysia from Vietnam, and in Vietnam, this shoe cleaning service is actually a very common service where some old ladies will actually clean your shoes at the side of the road while you wait, for about $5 or less. So when she asked me that, I was actually a bit surprised. I turned to her and I said, "You know what, I've never actually heard of a shoe cleaning service in Malaysia. In fact, I've never actually cleaned my shoes, So both of us were really curious, and we, at that point in 2016, we sort of took a very quick check online to see if there's such services available. And back in 2016, we found that in Malaysia, in our country, in my country, there was only 1 or 2 guys doing this service, and they tend to be really expensive and done by really passionate sneakerheads, and they only can do a few pairs per week. So it's really expensive per pair. So we turned to ourselves and said, seems like a pretty interesting idea to start. Why don't we start a shoe cleaning brand? But where do we start? So from there, both of us had no background in shoe cleaning or laundry or whatsoever, and we just said, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So the first thing we did was, after doing our research, we sat down. We sort of said, okay, first we got to learn how to clean shoes. So that's where we actually went online. We went on Google, we went on YouTube, we searched the entire web for any remedies and home tricks and techniques, and then when we done enough research, we said, okay, let's get the shoes and clean. So the first batch of shoes that we had to clean was actually our own shoes. So Ginny had quite a few pair, and we tested everything on her shoes. We tried bleach, we tried cleaning solution, we tried laundry detergent, we tried bathroom soaps, and we even tried putting the shoes into the washing machine. It didn't turn out really well, by the way. It was really noisy. It almost damaged the washing machine. I don't recommend. So from there, we started to learn slowly. We tested everything we can find online, on the YouTube, on the web, and we sort of recorded the results as well. What worked, what didn't work. And from there, we needed more shoes to test. So the next thing that we did was we actually say, hey, let's start gathering more shoes. So we started to gather shoes from our family, from our friends. We just turned to them and say, hey, if you have any shoes that needed cleaning, I'll be happy to try them out for you, because we are testing out this service. And a lot of them would turn to us and say, hey, sure, these shoes are dirty, they're smelly, you seem like a really nice person, I don't want to give really dirty shoes to you. And we said, no, it's okay, we'll take the shoes and try them. So that's how we started to sort of experiment for the cleaning. And then along the way, we just said as well, let's give ourselves a brand, a name, and then we were thinking, and to be honest, we didn't really spend much time about the brand and the name. We just think, okay, shoe, okay, what's a synonym for expert? Say, okay, maestro. Maestro sounds like a expert, someone who's really good at what he does. And we said, okay, let's call ourselves Shoe Maestro. But then on second thoughts, we say, hey, Maestro doesn't sound really, really young. It sounds really old school and boomer, right? So we say, okay, let's just shorten Maestro into Mo. So we just say, okay, you know what, frig it, let's just call ourselves Shumo. And then Ginny created a really simple logo, literally just Shumo in certain fonts, and off we go, and we created a Facebook page just like that. And then we started to process our shoes, So along the way, as we started to clean shoes and gather shoes from our friends and family, colleagues as well from office back then, friends of friends as well started to come to us. We told them, hey, if you're really happy with the service, just drop us a like or follow us on Facebook, and just show some support, share and tell your friends and everything. So yeah, most of them were really happy, and people started to come back to us because they were like, wow, I didn't know you could actually clean shoes, you know, and it's not expensive, you know, and there was no one else in town doing this. So from there, we started to gain a bit of traction. So fast forward to 2017, we were working from home. We were actually cleaning the shoes from home. We had day jobs. So Ginny and me will work our office jobs, you know, 9 till 6, and then we go back home at 6 till 11 or sometimes 12. We will be there cleaning the shoes, you know, at home, in the toilet, literally in the toilet or the bathroom. We'll be sitting on the lavatory and just, you know, scrubbing away in the shoe. It wasn't pretty. It probably didn't smell good either. But hey, you know, you got the job done, got the shoes clean, you know, got the shoes back to the customers. I was doing deliveries back then, so I was doing cleaning and deliveries as well. We would drive out, meet our customers, you know, in different parts of town, collect the shoes, bring them back every night, pass them and started cleaning them, and then when they're done, we will send them back to the customers again. So that was the point where we were actually working from home. It was really manual, you know, like you had to schedule deliveries. It's really okay if you're just collecting or cleaning 2 to 3 pairs per day. It's fine, you know, but it's a little bit tiring if you have to drive out every night and send back the shoes to the customers. And back then, delivery services were quite expensive too, you know, so a lot of customers were like, hey, you know, delivery is kind of expensive, you know. And then that was fine for us, you know, as we were still learning. You know, we were doing about 3 pairs of shoes per day on average back then. Okay, so fast forward, as more and more people got satisfied with the services, and then we started to do a bit of online marketing too as well, you know, as Ginny would have experimented. We started to buy some advertisements back then on Facebook ads. So Facebook ads actually worked pretty well for us back then. We also posted on random, you know, online forums and stuff like that, saying, hey, you know, guys, there's now cleaning services in town, you know, you can do it. We didn't really have the budget to engage any like influencers. We don't really have famous friends who have like 100,000 followers, you know. We were nobody, you know, literally. Didn't have, you know, lots of money to spend on marketing, to be honest. It was very grinding and hustling, you know. So from there, a lot of it started to pick up. You know, people will see the results before and after of the shoes, you know, and they started to contact us. So we're starting to get random people, you know, calling us and say, hey, you know, I heard about your shoe cleaning service, you know, can I send them over to you? So from there, we started to increase, you know, we started to get about 6 pairs of shoes per day on average. It was super tiring, you know, we were working day jobs, cleaning shoes at home at night. And then on the weekends, we were also cleaning shoes at home, you know, in our living rooms, in our bathrooms, which the house, I remember at one point, had like 50 to 60 pairs of shoes in my living room. You know, I was not going to get any girlfriends, to be honest, back then. So back then, it was just me, Ginny, my co-founder, and also my brother. My brother helped out, you know, he came over to my house and, you know, we paid him like an hourly wage. He was cleaning shoes. So it was a bit unsustainable, to be honest. And I think for many of you guys who are planning to start from home, just take note, you know, bear in mind, you know, the pros and cons about starting at home. It will reach to a certain scale, and then you sort of find that, you know, it's pretty difficult to manage, as we've learned. So I think at that point, you know, we said we can't really hire anyone, you know, we can't really go out to someone and say, hey, you know, would you like to help me? I'll pay you, you know, but where would you be cleaning the shoes, you know? You'd be cleaning the shoes in my bathroom and my home, you know. No one's going to take up a job like that. It's dodgy, you know, it's really dodgy. It's not proper. So we really did struggle there. But I mean, fortunately enough for us, at that point, we actually sort of found a place, you know, it was like an ex-office on the second floor of a shop, you know, it's not the ground floor, it's not the first floor, it's actually on the second floor. It was actually cheap, you know, it was like $200 per month. And we said, you know what, we were getting more and more shoes, and we were very confident that the sales will continue to grow. And we said, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just, you know, rent that space, you know, and then convert it into a workshop and, you know, start cleaning shoes from there. So that's what we did. And back then, I remember my family, my parents, they were turning to me and say, are you crazy? Are you nuts? You know, you have a degree in everything, you know, why do you want to go and start cleaning shoes, you know, as a business, you know? And then after that, why would you want to go and rent a shop, you know, and pay rent? You know, it's crazy. Are you sure you can pay your rent on time by just cleaning shoes, you know, for a few dollars? But we were confident. So as long as you know what you're doing, you have that gut feel, I think, you know, just do it, you know. again, take risks where it's appropriate and necessary. So when we opened and actually moved into that little ex-office that we converted into a workshop, you know, it was literally just a table and guys cleaning shoes on the table with chairs, you know. It started to, you know, we started to evolve a little bit from being home-based to actually being shop-based, you know, it was easier operationally for us as well. You know, suddenly we don't have to deliver the shoes back to the customers one by one every night, and you know, customers live in like different areas as well. We could actually, you know, tell the customers, hey, you know, if you want to send them, you know, to us, this is the location, this is the address, you can come at certain time, you know, and then we'll clean the shoes and collect the shoes. At the same time, when the shoes are done, you can also come back to that location and collect the shoes, you know. So again, we were hustling. We still had day jobs. We were opening the shop, you know, at 7 p.m. till 11 p.m., which was a bit of a weird hour to be opening. But hey, you know, no customers was asking. They were just saying like, oh, you operate at 7 to 11 p.m. every weekdays. That's fine, you know, I'll come after work anyway. And then we were open on weekends, you know, as usual. So, I mean, there was a lot of blood, sweat and tears that went into it. You know, we were just driving around, buying stuff, learning as we go along, buying and sourcing random equipment from different places, experimenting all kinds of stuff, you know. So the great thing was, as I mentioned, when we had that fixed place, our first outlet in 2018, things started to get better, you know. We started to see some traction. A lot more shoes were coming in, you know, from 6 pairs per day, we were going up to like 10 pairs, 15 pairs, more and more shoes were coming in, you know, and it was really going well, you know. So from there, we started to evolve, you know, like how do we go from a home-based little startup, you know, to having and operating our first outlet, which only opened at night. And then we started to evolve and expand. How do we expand from operating at night to operating in the daytime? And then started to operate 7 days, you know, and started to get more customers coming to us. So that was the journey, you know, that we had gone from that home base to the first outlet. So as we grew, our reputation grew as well, you know, in terms of our service quality and our expertise and knowledge. So along the way, some people started to reach out to us and say, hey, they were interested to invest in our company, they were interested to franchise our brand, and they wanted us to teach them. And yeah, we made a few deals along the way. In 2018 was a time when we really started to expand. You know, we started to expand into our second outlet, third outlet, and fourth outlet. We started to learn about franchising as well, you know, back then. So we had our first franchise as well back then. Those guys were really gutsy. They took the chance with us and say, you know what, I would like to bring your service to my city. And we taught them everything we knew. We visited them, you know, and you know, they're still around till today, you know, and it was great. It was a great learning curve for everyone, you know. So as we grew and grew, you know, we started in Malaysia first. Then our second country that we grew into was actually Brunei, subsequently Singapore as well, and then eventually Indonesia and beyond as well. Along the way, you know, it's been a really interesting journey. As we grew into the different markets would have different economics. They would have different culture as well, different customer behaviors as well. Some customers would prefer to send the shoes via delivery. Some customers, you know, they will really want to go to a physical shop and make sure that you guys are legit before they engage your services. So I think one of the biggest learning that we had back then was also about the operations and the systems, you know, what's stopping you if all you do was actually just cleaning shoes with a brush and a brand, you know, nothing's going to stop you in case if tomorrow one of your employees decided to sort of like come in, join you, learn everything there is to learn about the business, learn about your supplies, learn about the techniques. And sometimes they can get better than you in the techniques, and then they just go off and say, you know what, I'm going to quit and start my own brand. So those were the things that we had to learn as well, you know, what actually gives you that competitive advantage, how do you grow, how do you defend your brand, how do you defend the business. It was a really exciting and insightful journey for us, you know. And then fast forward all the way till 2020, whenever COVID struck us. At that point, we had already 12 to 13 physical locations in 4 countries, operating in 4 countries. We have done over 50 to 60,000 pairs of shoes as well at that point. And we continue to learn every day, you know. And then one of the reasons why we did this YouTube channel was we were getting a lot of emails coming in from people from all around the world, you know, asking us about how you started your brand, how do you started your shoe cleaning business. You know, we would also like to learn more from you. Can we consider franchises, etc. So there were too many emails coming in, and then I think we just said, you know what, let's just record a series of short videos, upload them online, keep them there as resources for guys to reference from, to learn, so that, you know, everyone can benefit from it. And then if anyone who's interested to be a partner in their country, who would like to be a franchisee as well, you know, we'll be more than happy to partner up with them as well and spread this shoe cleaning business, you know, and knowledge, you know. So I think in conclusion, basically, it was a pretty interesting journey up till this COVID time. Even through COVID, I think things changed a lot, you know, like the whole market changed. 2020 was a pretty difficult year for us. As you can imagine, when you have so many physical locations, you also have permanent staff that you have to pay salaries and you have to pay rental. So that was a challenge for us. I think COVID really pushed a lot of businesses to think outside of the box, you know, to sort of like evolve and innovate, or else you'll just die, you know. I'm glad to say that, you know, up to this point, we are still around. We are still surviving. You know, we didn't go through any drastic measures where we had to cut off an arm or leg, you know, to survive. So that's the good thing about the business and the service, you know, that I believe this trend is here to stay. So if you're thinking to starting up your own shoe cleaning business, or partnering up, or bringing this service to your country, I think, yeah, do definitely consider it, because it is still here to stay, to be honest. You know, if this business model wasn't a serious business model, we wouldn't be around for so long, you know, for 4 years, and we have actually endured already 1.5 years of COVID. You know, we reopened, we closed, we were under lockdown, we hibernated for 3 months in certain countries. Although it was a difficult time for a lot of us, some of our staff as well, they have sacrificed for the company. You know, we're doing our best to sort of like keep everyone afloat as well during this time. I hope everyone learned a bit, something or two from this video. If you found this useful, just drop us a like or a comment, you know, if you'd like to ask us more questions, if you'd like us to shoot a particular kind of video moving forward, just drop a comment down below. And yeah, stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, and also follow us on Instagram, or follow our brand pages on Instagram, you know. And I hope this is useful for you, for your journeys and adventures ahead. So till then, stay safe everyone. Thank you for watching another random session by Shumo. You know, really appreciate it, you know, and I hope this really finds some use for most of you guys who are watching. Okay, all right, stay safe and stay tuned.